gotta hit him twice as hard as last time. Get ready.
All right, Ricky, they're staying 3 abroad.
Shit!
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for Trailer Park Boys. This is my review for the second film of the trilogy of films for Trailer Park Boys. This one is called Countdown to Liquor Day. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for today, this one is going to be doing another movie review, this one is for the Trailer Park Boys Countdown to Liquor Day. This is the second film of trilogy of films for the Trailer Park Boys, and in my opinion, probably the greatest one of the bunch. This movie is fucking hilarious! So, this movie is incredible. I love this movie. So, this one, for any of y'all that are curious, this one does not have any kind of bearings on the story of the first movie. These are both very much disjointed. This one, in terms of, I think, in the universe where this takes place, I believe it takes place 2 years after the events of the Say Goodnight to the Bad Guys special. So you have Season 7 wrapped up on Showcase with its final season, and then you had the 1 year later special, which was Say Goodnight to the Bad Guys, and then this one is a 2 year later film that takes place after the special, because Leahy in this movie does say to the boys when they get back out of jail, he does say that Julian's trailer, he hasn't seen it in 2 years and it's falling down, so that's what I'm assuming. It's been 2 years since Say Goodnight to the Bad Guys. But yeah, now this movie right here, you've got Leahy that has busted Ricky and Julian again. They're getting out of jail. You even see like kind of like the interview process of them getting out, and Ricky's like fighting to get a cigarette and stuff like that. And anyway, they end up getting out, and they see that their trailer park is completely demolished. It's, you know, empty. Nobody's there anymore. And Leahy and Randy over the time jump have managed to rebuild a brand new trailer park, right? Which is Luxury Estates, if I'm getting that name correctly. And Leahy is off the liquor. He's doing well. He's, you know, he's exercising. He's doing all this stuff. Randy's not doing so well. Still eating the damn onion rings and all that shit. But he pretends like he's, you know, going on a diet and stuff. But anyway, you've got Bubbles that comes and visits the new park because he's wondering, where the hell are my cats, you know? I left them when I went to jail. So you get a pretty big fight scene where he's trying to find out where his kitties are, and man, this scene was frigged. You've got Bubbles that ends up getting his head shaved because the clippers fall on the floor, and Bubbles ends up getting his darn head shaved by Leahy, and they have to, like, turn it on and, like, you know, take the thing out of his head. So Bubbles now has, like, a shaved part of his head. He's, like, covering it up with a hat and stuff like that. And anyway, he goes to the pound, basically, right? And it's a lot of money. There's a lot of money involved to get these cats out now, and Bubbles has to save up the money. And he ends up dating one of the girls that works there because she kind of has, like, a crush on him and stuff like that. And Bubbles actually does have a love interest in this movie, which I thought was kind of interesting. Now, we get to see Julian in this one. He is very focused on trying to get his life back together, and he ends up building this thing called Success Auto Body, which was kind of funny because he ends up building it in his old dingy trailer, in this old trailer park that now no longer really exists. And Leahy is trying to get him to move to the new trailer park, but Julian, this trailer means a lot to him because his grandmother gave it to him, and he wants to build his business there. You know, gates closed, all that kind of thing, and Leahy's not having it. Now, we get to see, I would say, this is when the tables start turning, right? Because when Ricky finds out that Bubbles got his head shaved by Leahy, he runs to that house and shaves Randy's hair, he shaves his entire head, and he, like, draws on his head with marker and stuff like that. And at that point, they end up calling it even, which is kind of friggin' crazy. But this movie, Ricky doesn't fuck around. He's like, man, you shave Bubbles' head? I'm going to shave your whole fucking head, So he shaves his entire head, and Randy goes around with marker on his head the whole fucking movie. So that was pretty friggin' amazing as well. That was hilarious. And anyway, they're trying to kind of get Julian's business up and running, but it's just not working. It's all failing. And we get to see in this one T and J-Rock, who kind of help them out. But Bubbles, after a while during this film, ends up having enough of this stuff. Leahy ends up, of course, as we all kind of know him to do, he ends up eventually throughout this movie getting back on the liquor just from taking a sip of beer. I mean, literally, this guy literally, like, you can't stop him from getting back on the booze. He takes a sip of beer, and next thing you know, he's replacing everything in the fridge with liquor, hard liquor. So, yeah, Leahy, as soon as the boys move back to the park, it's game over for him. So Leahy's back on the liquor now. Bubbles ends up saying, fuck this bullshit. We are going to go to that animal shelter and we're going to break my damn cats out. So they literally rob the pet store. They literally they try to get Bubbles' cats out. And it fails miserably, and unfortunately T from the rock pile ends up paying the price and going to jail because of Bubbles' kind of like rogue mission, right, to get his kitties out, which is crazy. So Tyrone goes to jail because of Bubbles' kitties. That's crazy. Now, Ricky is trying to prove Julian wrong because Julian's business is not going well, and Ricky is trying to get his grade 12, right? So that's one of the big things about Ricky. He's trying to get his grade 12 in this movie, and that's what he's going to do, and he's going to move on with his life and maybe go to college and stuff like that and try to do things better. And Leahy now at this point is on the liquor. He's out of control, and you've got Randy now that realizes that Leahy is out of control. He realizes that Leahy has lost his mind. So he goes back to being a male prostitute. So Randy goes back to being a male prostitute, and he ends up being found by Julian, luckily, but then it kind of turns into this scenario where Leahy's under the impression that Randy and Julian are dating because they're working outside with their like no shirt on and stuff like that, and Leahy kind of thinks that Randy's cheating on Leahy, I guess, a little bit. So yeah, Randy now is cheating on Leahy with Julian. And anyway, Leahy has had enough. Julian's not moving. Randy is with Julian now. So Leahy has lost his mind. He's on the liquor. And he destroys Julian's trailer with a fucking tractor. Yes, you heard me right. He destroys Julian's trailer with a fucking tractor. I mean, I swear to God, guys, like, I'm not even exaggerating. He literally takes the fucking tractor, blasts through this old fucking trailer park, and friggin' busts down Julian's trailer and his business and being his grandmother's trailer. He busted down, evacuation, everybody get out of your trailers now, And he just completely goes nuts. So, and then he literally has the audacity to go up to Julian and Randy afterwards, and he's like, here's the keys to your new trailer. Like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, this guy is so fucked, man. So, anyway, Leahy tries to get Julian to move into the new park. It's still not going to work. Julian is going to rebuild it on that site because he's got insurance and stuff like that. And, my God, man, there goes Julian's trailer, there goes his business, and well then at that point, all they have to do is a robbery. That's basically the only way they're going to get any kind of money. So they dress up as police officers. This was an absolutely insane event. They dress up as these police officers, Bubbles, Julian, Ricky, and Randy. Ricky flunks his grade 12, so he decides, fuck it, I'm going to go with you guys too. And, they go to this place, they act like they're police officers, they act like, your average cop, and they go in there and they try to steal all of the darn money in this bank. And it's pretty freaking insane. They actually almost get away with it, which is the part that's pretty insane. But unfortunately, Leahy is drunk out of his mind. He comes running up to them and he's like, hey, Julian, I love you, and you need to say you love me too, And, he unfortunately makes a big scene. They all get caught, and as soon as they're ready to get out of there with all this money that they have, which it's like, wow, like they actually got away with it. Of course, Leahy pulls another one of his stunts and ends up screaming from the top of the roof, drunk out of his mind, in his underwear, bottle of liquor in his hand, saying that he's gonna jump off the roof if they leave. So now Julian's gotta go up fucking stairs. He's gotta go all the way up to the roof to save this drunk idiot that's threatening to jump off the roof because of them. So Julian goes up there. He's got like this heart-to-heart with Leahy, and I love it too because Julian's having this like heart-to-heart, and he's like, Leahy, man, I don't love you, man. I don't love you. I know you love me. And he's like, oh, you do love me, though, Julian. No, man, just as a friend, man. Like, that's it, you know? And Leahy's, like, all friggin' pissed off, and he's like, bottle's empty, Julian. I'm flying out of here, you know? And he friggin' is about to jump off the friggin' roof. And you got, like, Ricky down at the bottom from, like, the van. He's like, hurry the fuck up! You've got 2 minutes! So, you got Julian. He picks up Leahy. He friggin' gets him in the elevator. He gives him a small amount of the money just to fuck off, right? And anyway, we get to see Leahy that wants Julian to, like, sign these, like, contracts and stuff like that. He's, like, in his underwear. He pulls out this pen from his underwear. Cops are everywhere. And they end up getting in a high-speed chase because Leahy ends up getting them caught, which is pretty insane. And, you know, you'd think, like, okay, you're going to get your average, like, car chase, right? This is not your average car chase. They literally turn this shit up even more. Leahy ends up, and I'm not even joking when I say this, they're driving side by side trying to outrun all these cops behind them. Leahy is driving in his underwear. Ricky and them are dressed as cops on the other side of the road. And Leahy pulls out his bird and pisses on Ricky and the boys from his car. So then they end up having a piss war. Ricky ends up pissing on Leahy's car. Leahy pisses on Ricky's car as they're in this high-speed chase trying to get away from these fucking police officers. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this, bruh? It's literally the best comedy shit I've ever seen in my life. And because of them pissing on each other, Ricky and the boys end up flipping the car, getting arrested, and thrown in jail. And Leahy takes the money and leaves and goes to this like tropical island or whatever, drunk out of his mind. So Leahy gets the money, the boys are thrown in jail, and that's how the movie wraps up, man. I mean, this is one of the funniest, maybe the funniest movie in terms of comedy I've seen. This movie is absolutely insane. It is absolutely bonkers. I would be out of my mind not to give this a 10 out of 10. So let me know. What do you guys think of Countdown to Liquor Day if you've seen it? Do you love it as much as I do? Because I adore this film. I love this movie. And Leahy, in my opinion, is at probably his best, right? I mean, probably at his all-time high. Threatening to jump off a roof in his underwear, drunk out of his mind. Piss wars, being outran by cops. I mean, holy frick, man. This movie, it doesn't let up. It just keeps going and gets more fucked as you go. And, I, for one, absolutely love it. So, anyway, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos for Trailer Park Boys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for Trailer Park Boys. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
I've heard stories. Walkers that can climb walls and open doors. I was never sure if they were just stories